Hi, I'm Nate Newton of the Dallas Cowboys, better known as The Kitchen. After this great traditional game, I'm going home to my real kitchen and have me a big turkey. And I want to wish y'all a happy Thanksgiving.
Tradition since 1966. Dallas Cowboys football and Thanksgiving. And it gets its newest chapter to a holiday rivalry all the way at AT&T Stadium. It is the Las Vegas Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys live from AT&T Stadium. And we are live from the Star in Frisco, the Globe Life Studios here for Pregame Live. And we are excited to break this down. I can't have asked for a better open than seeing Nate Newton talking about the turkey leg and about the big kitchen.
The big kitchen.
In which
that's
he
what
is
it
going
is.
to be taking his turkey legs once we are done with this show. And, of course, once the Cowboys take on the Raiders. We'll see Nate Newton a little later on. But Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Yomas to start things out here on Pregame Live. Glad you're with us here over the next hour. And, gentlemen, it is a holiday tradition unlike any other. It goes together like turkey and stuffing, Cowboys football and Thanksgiving. It is just a tradition that we all love every year. You guys have played on this day. What is playing on this day and on this holiday like?
I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite games that there is during the regular season. I mean, you got all your family in town. They usually come to the game. You're cooking, you're eating great before the game. So hopefully you don't catch the itis in between that. But you go out there, you have one of your best performances. And to me, I don't think I lost on Thanksgiving as of yet. No, I don't think I ever lost on Thanksgiving. So I loved that tradition. Loved the family being in town. One of my favorite games.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. My memories of it, it reminds me of my family coming in town, everybody flying in, and I getting a big old limo van, everybody coming to the game, putting all the jerseys on. And I remember I almost had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Yeah, I was running right to my family. It doesn't matter because almost doesn't matter. But ultimately, this is all about having a great time with your family and your friends. And obviously, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
What is the itis? What did you say there?
So the itis happens when you eat too much food and you're like, oh, I'm getting a little greasy in the stomach, so you get a little sleepy out there. So usually you got to have to wake yourself up before the game. But the itis, man, it'll catch you.
Isaiah brought an entire batch of smoked mac and cheese, so I've got the itis at the moment as we're getting ready for Pregame Live. Having to tune in and get ready nonetheless. We have a job to do here on this show. Now, the Cowboys have a job to do, and that is bounce back against the Las Vegas Raiders. Coming off of a loss in Kansas City, 19-9 was the final score last week. It is a very quick turnaround, and Thanksgiving hasn't been very kind to the Cowboys as of late. They've lost 3 of 4 on the holiday. They've lost 5 of their last 7. Gentlemen, how do the Cowboys rebound in a game like this?
I think this is a huge pivotal game for not only the Cowboys, but for the Raiders as well. I mean, the Raiders, they're in a free fall right now. I mean, they lost 3 straight. We understand the turmoil that's going on with that organization. The offense hasn't been really able to move the ball that well. So they're in dire need of a win. And then you talk about this Cowboys team. They've lost 2 of the last 3 games. And 2 of those L's, the offense looked terrible. So I'm sure they're going to go out here in this game, get that bad taste out of their mouth from last week, and get this team and especially this offense back on track.
Yeah, the Cowboys just have to continue to try to overcome. They've had adversity at seemingly every step this year, and this is no different. This game, coming off of a loss, these guys have to figure things out. Try to get things going offensively. We've kind of been very dismal in that regard. Defense has played well. They have to continue to play well. You can't keep expecting your defense to keep balling out and not getting any support. So ultimately, Dallas has to take care of business. And to your point, Barry, the AFC is in the building, and they have some business to take care of on that end as well in order for them to be competitive.
Yeah, it's the AFC West. That is in the building, and that is who has given the Cowboys those losses in 2 of the last 3 weeks. With that being said, though, how much pressure is on Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore to get the offense off the ground over the last couple weeks? Really not the offense that we've been used to seeing, that number 1 scoring, number 1 total offense in the NFL.
I think there's a little bit of pressure on both McCarthy and Moore to get this thing going in the right direction. I mean, look, this offense has been littered with injuries throughout this whole entire season. I mean, they haven't had their top options out there. I don't think they've been at full strength the entire season, but they still boast the number 1 offense in the National Football League. So with that being said, I have to trust I have to believe that if anybody can get this offense going in the right direction, it has to be McCarthy. It has to be Moore. They put a lot of work into this thing, and they have the number one offense, even without all those injuries. So to me, I got to trust in those guys. I think there's just a little bit of pressure to get it going in the right direction.
I think there's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, you went with a little bit. I'm going with a lot. And hopefully they don't have the itis today coming into the game. They postponed the Thanksgiving dinner until after. Reason being, we went out of 3 of our last 4 games, we haven't hit 100 yards rushing as a team. And that's a problem. Yep. We're the Dallas Cowboys, and these guys have Ezekiel Elliott, and these guys have go to Tony Pollard in the backfield. That's a 2-headed monster that can go against anybody in the league. These guys have to figure out a way to get this ground game going against a team, Las Vegas Raiders, all right, Las Vegas Raiders team that does not defend the ball well on the ground. These guys will be okay in the air because they have some dudes on the end. We have to get this ground game going and wake our offense up.
Yeah, that offensive line is going to play a huge factor in allowing the rhythm to return for the Cowboys offense that had been there through the first 8-9 weeks of the season, and that has since kind of tinkered off a little bit since the loss to the Denver Broncos. Now, one man that knows a thing or two about winning some games on Thanksgiving, Nate Newton, is in studio with us as always. Let's check in with Nate and Britt Johnson for the first time today.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's your girl, Britt Johnson, with Nate Newton, who's played in a lot of Thanksgiving Day games. I'm not going to say the number, I'm not going to say the number, but it's been quite a few. And no better person to ask than how to bounce back after that Sunday game to that Thursday game. Our team has to do this week. So, of course, we have Newton's Laws with bouncing back on a short week. What you got for us?
The first thing you have to do is push through the loss. And what I mean by that is you assess what has happened real quick. And a lot of times we just get on the plane, we get our ice bags, we have on short pants, some of us will pull off our long, put ice on, get the stem, and all of a sudden we got our computers. Back in the day, we didn't have our computer, we just had our brain. Oh man, Chris Jones just got a sack on me, how did he beat me? Now I can take it out and look at it. You get that done, you get off the plane, you talk to the coaches that Monday morning, the first meeting. Hey, they tell you if there's a lot of turnovers, get past that, let's get ready to go, and you go on to the next team. Push past the loss as quick as you can.
Now, is it easier said than done to kind of just get the taste out of your mouth on a Thursday game, like if you've had a loss like we did this past week?
Yeah, because you right back at it. When you come right back at it, you can forget about it because it doesn't give you any time to think.
So it's kind of positive to have this short week after that loss.
Yes, ma'am.
What you got for our second one here?
On my second one here, study up. You have to be ready. When you get in there that Monday morning, they're going to give you a condensed book. Back then, the book was about this thick. Now they give you your laptop. Hey, it's reloaded. It's plays that are consistent with last week's plays, so you'll have some type of carryover. You may have 1 or 2 special plays for special players that you can do, but other than that, that thing's going to have a lot of carryover, so you can be comfortable and you can get your mind rolling real quick.
And speaking of carryover, I think this is one of the best chances we've had for, just studying that tight end position, because we had Kyle Pitts, and then we had Travis Kelce, and now we have Darren Waller, so they're going to kind of carry off that same stuff onto Darren Waller that they learned in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, girl, you spoke it.
Yes. I'm trying. What you got for this third one here?
The third one is, hey, rest your body. You remember when I said when you get on the plane, you're going to have on ice packs, you're going to have your stem units, you're going to have everything going. You're going to be on the cryo chamber. Sometimes, I used to pray. Hey, I used to be so beat up sometimes, but I wanted to go home and see my wife. I pay the trainer, hey, man, come on to my crib. You know what I'm saying? Some guys will spend all night in the whirlpool trying to get, contrasting, cold, hot, trying to get right. Get that body right, because if we're physical in that first half, we can wear them down because they had the same physical gains we've had.
Right.
So we can wear them down with a rested body because we slept in our beds. We feeling good. We slept we slept.
Oh,
yeah.
Here we go.
But hey,
Family
we at
show.
home, rest your body. Let's get it right.
All right, and you know what? If we do all of these things and get it right, we might be eaten after this game, just like young Nate Newton was back in '92. Look at
I'm the original. I'm the original.
That is a nice drum there, wing or whatever you got. I don't eat meat, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a drumstick, baby.
Drumstick.
John Madden, baby. John Madden.
Well, hopefully our guys are doing it after this game. Micah Parsons said that his mama's going to be cooking for 100 people, so I'm sure a lot of the players are going to be going over there. Back to y'all.
If you had guessed that we were going to have more than 2 Nate Newton references with turkey legs, that's not the case. There's no more throughout the rest of the show, unfortunately. If you want to tune out now, you go ahead and do that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. But there is a good news here. We've got Rob Phillips on site at AT&T Stadium. Rob, first off, happy Thanksgiving to you. What Thanksgiving game is this for you? And then are there any memories that stick out to you on the holiday?
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. I think this is number 15 for me. And as far as memories go, think about young guys that have made big-time impressions on Thanksgiving. Tony Romo, 5 touchdown passes in 2006. Zeke jumping into the kettle in 2016. Who can forget that? So what's Micah Parsons going to do? What's he going to do today? How's he going to top himself? He may do it because every single week he continues to get stronger. I think that's going to be definitely something to watch today.
Well, we had the good news of having you as a part of the show. Unfortunately, the bad news is that there's no CeeDee Lamb. The second-year wide receiver won't get an opportunity to make an impact today as he is out with a concussion. What is the feeling on the sideline and throughout the locker room today, knowing that big number 88 is not available?
Well, it was definitely a close decision because he was successfully moving through the protocol this week. It's just such a short period of time. I think they want to be careful, and I don't think there'd be much concern about him playing next Thursday against the Saints. But again, it's a situation they were in down the stretch against Kansas City without your top 2 wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. I think the natural thing, especially watching that Kansas City game, Kyle, is the tight end situation with Dalton Schultz. There's going to be space to operate in the middle, but to me, they've got to get chunk plays on the outside. That's the lifeblood of this Cowboys offense. They did not have a single pass play over 20 yards against the Chiefs. They got to get back to that. So that means Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson winning on the outside against what they expect to be man coverage, following the blueprint. If that's what the Raiders do, that's what Denver did, that's what Kansas City did.
Hey, Rob, what's going on, man? I'm loving what you're doing with that tie. It's extremely festive. I love it. But let's just talk about this defense a little bit. We got a threat coming in here with Darren Waller. He's explosive. He's extremely athletic. How do we see this Dallas Cowboys defense handling such a threat?
Well, thanks, Barry. I was informed before I came down here that this is a Texas burnt orange tie, which is a big mistake by me. I'm an Aggie, so I screwed up there. That's a fashion faux pas by me. You make a great point. Darren Waller is, Cowboys can't catch a break. It's Travis Kelce 4 days ago, and now it's Darren Waller. It's kind of similar to Kelce in terms of, yeah, he's a tight end, but he's not lining up in line that much. He's more of a wide receiver, kind of like Kyle Pitts a few weeks ago as well. So they've got to be mindful of that. I think it might be all hands on deck. You saw Trayvon Diggs line up against Kelce, but Jaron Kearse is a guy that they signed for this reason, somebody that can be part of that big nickel, get down in the box, as well as cover tight ends on the outside. So I think you could see some of Kearse, but it might depend on the matchups and the packages out there. Might be multiple guys trying to stop him because no doubt he's their key guy in the passing game.
Mr. Rob P. Island. We know that that's your nickname, but there's another gentleman on the Dallas Cowboys by the name of Tyron Smith, and he's going to be on his own island today as well. With the return of him on the offensive line, he's going to be going against Yannick Ngakoue, who happens to have 1 sack less than our very own Michael Parsons. How do you think that ankle is going to hold up against somebody of that caliber?
Well, IRS, that is a great question. I did ask Stephen Jones on this show last Sunday, pregame, what's Tyron's status, and they felt like it was close on Sunday, that there's not going to be anything lingering once he comes back on the field. So that's good news. They feel like it's going to hold up. You're right. This is as good of a pass rushing duo with Ngakoue and Crosby that the Cowboys are going to face all year long in terms of motor. I know you talked about that during the week. But I do think having Tyron back, even without wide receivers outside, the feeling should be that Dak should be more in rhythm, more comfortable, I think, to get through his progressions and make some plays down the field. That's certainly the hope because he was pressured a lot and he was sacked a lot on Sunday.
Rob Phillips joining us from AT&T Stadium. Rob, again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We'll talk to you again next week. So there he goes, Rob Phillips on the sideline as the Cowboys prepare to face the Raiders. Having Tyron Smith is going to add a whole nother confidence level to the offensive side of the football. But the defense already pretty confident in what they did last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, allowing just 3 points in the second half. Here's what Keona Neal said in the middle of the week this week about the short turnaround and the confidence level on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of confidence. I mean, we have trust in each other, belief in what we do and what we can do as a unit. The talent that we have is honestly unmatched. So really just putting all the pieces together, attacking and doing what we do. I mean, that it's a great feeling when it all comes together.
What's the key to stopping their running game?
Shoot, we just got to attack. I mean, we really got to do what we do, honestly. Play gap discipline and be on our game at the end of the day. I mean, it really that's what it boils down to. I mean, whatever they give us, as long as we play our game, as long as we stay true to what we're doing, I mean, we can stop anyone.
You got about a half a dozen rookies who are rotating, making big contributions.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell them about fixing their minds to realize how much they've got left of the season?
I would say to not think so far into the future. They're kind of like focus on each week, focus on the present, focus on the moment that they're in. Like right now, I mean, it's a quick turnaround, but we got Las Vegas tomorrow. So focusing on that and then going from there, not really looking too far into the future. Because if you think like, shoot, I got 7, 8 more games, however many are left, then I mean, it'll start to kind of get in your head a little bit like, man, my body's banging a little bit. So just staying present, staying focused on what you can do recovery-wise in the process, and then, let the season take care of itself.
Neal and that Cowboys defense going up against a couple big-time threats from the Raiders, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on as well. Back here with Nate Newton. How'd you like the throwback videos, by the way?
Nice, man. I mean, they all of me. I'm down with it.
More airtime for Nate Newton is always a good thing. Yeah. Hey, that's why we threw it into the rundown. How about that? All right, let's take a look at some of the inactives today. Not a lot of them for the Dallas Cowboys. Just 3 names on the list and nothing that we didn't know going into it. Will Greer, who is that third quarterback on the roster, he is inactive, much like he is most of the time. CeeDee Lamb unavailable because of the concussion that he suffered at the final play offensively of the first half against Kansas City. And then the rookie out of Nebraska, Matt Farniok, are the 3 that are unavailable. Let's start with CeeDee Lamb, though. How does not having him in the wide receiver core limit the offensive ability for the Cowboys this week?
That's our big play guy, especially from the slot. When you have the other 2 guys outside, he's a great threat. But, now that we know that, what's our number 1 receiver? Mari Cooper, no, that he's not being there, and him having the possibility to be there, and he's not there, that moves every guy up a slot. And we need him, but you know what? We have to go ahead with Michael Gallup being our number 1 receiver.
What does Michael Gallup bring to the table that could pretty much offset the fact that Lamb is not available today?
I mean, he's a big play threat down the middle. He runs the seams routes good. He's a good slant guy. But what we need for him to do today is catch that small ball to keep the chains moving.
You expect that to happen in the early parts of the game, get off to a quick start?
Oh, definitely, man. We got to get Michael Gallup going. We got to get Wilson going. We got to get the other guys going. Just get them going, man. It's quick passes, bubble screens, whatever it is, reverses, whatever it is, get the ball in their hands so they can feel comfortable right away.
CeeDee Lamb not available, leads Dallas with 50 receptions, over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. We talked about it with Rob Phillips a couple moments ago, but Tyron Smith back and available. He is active, first time since week 8 that he is available. How thankful are you and how thankful are the Cowboys to have Tyron Smith back in the fold?
That is a big move right there. He improves our offensive line to almost 100%. When you have our right guard in place, Zach Martin, and you have him at our left tackle, that makes our line even more solid. And with that guy in, we can be a 2-way offense again. We can run the ball, we can pass the ball, and we can handle that beast coming off that left side.
Dallas 12-14 since 2016. 2017. Without Tyron Smith, they are 28-20 with Tyron Smith on the offensive line. So a considerable difference. Now, does this bring some confidence to Connor McGovern, who's getting his second start at left guard, and the fact that he's now available and has Tyron Smith to his left?
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you see a veteran out there, a guy that's been through many wars and has been very successful, that gives you confidence as an offensive guard. The games will be better when they switch to TEs and the linebacker stunts. So he'll be comfortable, man. But I think Connor will be comfortable. I think him coming into his second game, man, he can be a little bit more physical. They're going to run plays that they ran last week, so he can carry over from that point right there. Connor McGovern will be all right. I think Coach Philman knows his players, man, and all he has to do is get repetition.
There was breaking news this morning. Coach Philbin not at AT&T Stadium as he is going through COVID protocols as well. Now, what did you see from Connor McGovern last week? He gave up the 3 pressures, gave up the 1 sack. Really, Chris Jones wrecked everybody on the defensive line as well. But what did you see from 66 up front?
He's guys to understand, you're not going to face guys like that every week. I mean, you work on your technique, you get mentally and physically better and do what you can in a short week like this. You get into the cryo chamber, you get the oxygen going through your body, you make sure you get the ice in the stem, and you watch the film. You just get mentally ready and play at a high pace. You know what it takes now. You played against a guy that gave you a high taste of a little bit of failure. But now you can take that little bit of failure, download it into your computer, and use it for your advantage this week. You're not going to face that type of guy this week.
How much does having the home field advantage help an inexperienced offensive lineman like Connor McGovern as he returns back to in front of a home crowd rather than Arrowhead Stadium?
Man, he's at peace. I'm telling you, it's like putting a baby to sleep, man, with the bottle. He's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay.
Have you used that term before? You were very quick to just throw that out there.
Nah. When it's Thanksgiving, I'm always thinking about eating. So the bottle came to his feet. So, yeah, that's what I do.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
Of course, thankful to have Nate Newton and his insight on the offensive line. Lyle Collins happy to have his buddy Tyron Smith at the other tackle spot. Here's what he had to say about that this week.
He sets a standard as far as how a pro's supposed to go about it, and just having him out there is just big. Kind of just feed off of that energy, feed off the way he played the game, and it's going to mean a lot to the team.
What have you learned through the years about how much or how little you pay attention to the game you just played when you're getting ready for Thanksgiving? How do you do that? How do you shift gears mentally?
It's just how you really just evaluate yourself, it's everybody has ability, but we got to play up to, that ceiling. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest thing. You can go back and learn from the tape. So just continue to work, look at the things that you did, see the things that you can do better.
Do you have to lie? You have to lie to your body and tell you that it's really ready when it doesn't think it is on this week?
Yeah. I mean, it's mental. It's all mental. We definitely know what time it is when you have games this close. So you got to take the mental part of the game and just stay locked in and stay focused.
Here's a look at some of the sack leaders for the Las Vegas Raiders that Lyle Collins will have to go up against today. This Dallas offensive line having a tough task of facing the highest graded pass rush unit, according to Pro Football Focus this week. Yannick Ngakoue, he's one of the few players in the NFL, actually the only player in the NFL with 7 sacks every season since 2016. Pretty incredible stat for him. Max Crosby, he has 5 sacks of his own. #1 pass rush grade on PFF and DFW's own. A couple guys certainly going to be in that rotation for the Raiders and provide some issues for this Cowboys offensive line. But Nate, as you look at it from an offensive line standpoint, how do the Cowboys stack up?
They stack up well. You got Tyron back, and that's Ngakoue. Yes, sir. That is who you take advantage of right there. Once we get it, that's not a mismatch. That is what'd you say in Vegas? That's just a toss off. That's a pick 'em. Either way that can go. But yes, sir. But now that right side with Max Crosby, this is the guy that at the heart of this Raiders defense. He is the guy that's pumped up. His motor is going 100 miles an hour. Lyle, we need one of your best games, baby.
This is going to be a game that determines who has the greater will. These guys they don't stop. We know what the Raiders do. Both of these guys, Ngakoue and Crosby, both of these guys just go. They just have this go juke, right? They're like Sonic the Hedgehog. And then you got Solomon Thomas who's coming home. Name the time that you have opportunity to go home that you don't try your best to ball out. Both of these guys are going to, all these guys are going to come out and they're going to give their best effort. Our offensive line has been having some struggles. They're like wounded animals right now, and the doggone Raiders are hunters.
Raiders are the highest quarterback pressure rate in the NFL entering week 12 of the season. Now, Dak Prescott was pressured 8 times, he was hit 8 times last week. How does he bounce back? Are things lining up a little bit better for Dak to have a bounce back week against the Raiders?
I think having his boy back on his backside, Smith, is all the difference in the world. Now, how healthy is Smith's ankle? I don't know, but we will find out soon. We'll find out the first 5 snaps of the game. We'll know exactly where Tyron is in terms of his health. But even as a former quarterback, knowing that you have your backside, your main guy there, gives him all the confidence in the world and positions him for a great bounce back game.
Dak knows he has to come back and play well, but most of his problems, 70% of his problems, was the lack of great offensive line play last week. These guys are being challenged. Zach Martin and by Tyron being back, these guys are talking to each other. They're making sure they have great communication. This offensive line will be okay. They will be back running the ball efficiently. They will be back pass blocking efficiently. They should be okay, and Dak should rest comfortably.
Prescott, at least according to the numbers throughout the early parts of this season, has been one of the top-tier quarterbacks in the NFL up against pressure. Where does this compare from a Raiders standpoint compared to what he faced last week against the Chiefs?
It's different. Last week you had one man kind of wreck the whole show, and that was Jones. Jones did a heck of a job. He was a big, large human being who had these long, orangutan arms. We talked about it last week. Y'all saw the show. But anyways, this guy was a one-man wrecking crew. This time, this is a committee. This is an entire committee that we're going to be facing. And these guys, more than anything, I'm not as concerned about their talent. I'm more so concerned about their motor and their willingness and their drive to continue going after it every single play. The issue here this week, no CeeDee Lamb. No Mari Cooper. So now you're down to Gallup being your number 1 guy, and now you have Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson coming after it. Can they go up against Trufant and the rest of this crew in the secondary?
Speaking of Michael Gallup, he has some confidence in trying to find that rhythm again, but he knows that there's a little bit of pressure on the wide receiver core to get it done this week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We should always plan for that. Definitely doing it now a little bit more. But, next man up. That's just how it's supposed to go, and that's how we, should have been, but we weren't ready for it. So,
I don't know if you've been asked about this. Michael Clark talked about the aggressive way the defensive secondaries are playing the receivers. Y'all got to prove y'all can beat that. So that's what they did against Denver and Kansas City. It's a similar thing. What's the key to beating that, and why you guys struggled against that?
I think it's just making sure you got good hands, good footwork, but. There ain't nothing really to it. You just got to win. We just ain't been winning. You need to win. So that's all I can say about that.
What's the key?
I'm going to get open regardless. Okay. You know that.
This is a huge week, and I cannot emphasize huge week for Michael Gallup to step up and take over as the number 1 man in this receiving core. Without Amari Cooper, without CeeDee Lamb, there is a need for wide receivers to step up, and certainly Gallup's name is at the top of that list. Even in 3 games this year, his numbers comparable to Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, Malik Turner, who have all 3 played the majority of the games, majority of the snaps throughout the 2021 season. Barry Church, as you rejoin us here at the desk, how much pressure is on Michael Gallup to have a big game and to step up as that number 1 target for Dak Prescott?
I think there's going to be a lot of pressure, seeing as though, Wilson, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb are out today. So there's going to be pressure on him, and I think he can have a huge impact in today's game. One, because, outside of Marcus Trufant, this Raiders secondary hasn't played that well. And 2, if Kellen Moore's able to get Gallup in that CeeDee Lamb role, where they move him around the formation, have him outside 1 snap, have him in the slot, maybe do some pre-snap motion, it's hard for the defense to lock on him and get their best cover guy on him. And if they're able to do that, they're able to move him around and confuse this Las Vegas defense, I think he can have a productive day.
This is the biggest game of Michael Gallup's life. And the reason being is Michael Gallup coming into this season, what was the question marks around him? Is he going to re-sign with us? Are we going to be able to retain him? Is he going to leave? This is a contract year for Gallup. And the question mark that's always been hovering over his head is he a true number 1 receiver? Well, this is your opportunity tonight, Mr. Gallup. And you're going to have an opportunity to go out here versus man-to-man coverage because the Raiders are not going to allow Dallas to run the ball. They're going to put 7 to 8 guys in the box, and they are going to dare you to run routes on his guys all day long. Show that you're number 1. This is your contract opportunity.
No Amari Cooper last week against Kansas City. No CeeDee Lamb in the second half against the Chiefs. And Gallup stepped up with a season-high 10 targets in Week 11. Now, he has 12 receptions, 112 yards. We saw the numbers a couple moments ago. Outside of Michael Gallup, though, who steps up and takes that number 2 role? Because just like you said, there's a domino that starts falling out of the wide receiver core when those top 2 guys are out.
I think it's a combination of 2. It's got to be Ced Wilson and it's got to be Noah Brown. These 2 have got to step up. I mean, last week they were given an opportunity and they were dropping the ball out there. So they got to step up in that regard. But since Michael Gallup's going to be out there, he's going to garner most of the attention out there. They might have a linebacker buzzing underneath him and all that. That's going to leave these 2 with one-on-one opportunities out there. And if they're able to take advantage of these one-on-ones at a consistent basis, this offense could have a big productive day.
I agree. I believe that whoever runs the best routes and whoever has the best releases is going to be the one who is the best next man up in terms of the number 2 receiver today. I honestly think Simi Fehoko is going to get some reps. And Simi Fehoko has been somebody who's been inactive for a majority of the year, but he's the next biggest body out there. And I think that with the press coverage that we're going to see, if he touches the field, he's going to have an opportunity to box out a lot of guys, and he's going to have his chance to show whether or not he can play in this league.
You mentioned best routes, best opportunity to get open. Who do you think that is? Who has the best chance to fill that role?
I think Malik Turner's the next best guy in terms of releases.
Yes.
Yeah, I think obviously Ced's our next guy in terms of speed. I think Noah Brown's a good possession guy, but he's had his fair share of drops, and I think Malik Turner has been the most consistent, obviously, even with the 2-touchdown game the other day.
So you think he steps up, has a good game too, Barry?
Yeah, and without a doubt, I'm 100% on you with that one. When he was given the opportunities, I believe it was in that Broncos game when we were behind, Dak Prescott was finding him. He was able to make plays. I think he had 2 touchdowns game as well. So I would love to see him go out there and get his opportunity along with Wilson and along with Brown.
He had the only 2 touchdowns for the Cowboys in that entire game against the Broncos. Yes. Certainly not the best game for the Cowboys offense, but Malik Turner stepped up in that fourth quarter and scored a couple of times. Now, a lot of people will say that without Amari Cooper, without CeeDee Lamb, that provides an opportunity for the run game to step up and have a bigger role. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but Zeke Elliott went 100 yards with Britt Johnson earlier in the week, and that's something he's going to try and do again today.
Thanks, Kyle. You know, football's fun, but you know what else is fun? Food, especially on this Thanksgiving. I got to do a one-on-one with Ezekiel Elliott to see what his favorite meal of all time is on this episode of 0 to 100. Hey guys, welcome to 0 to 100, presented by Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I am here with Zeke. Now, the deserving fans definitely want to know more about you off the field, so let's hit it.
Come on.
All right. If you could live in any time frame, any era, when would it be?
Medieval times.
Okay, would you be like a Viking?
Probably like a knight.
Knight, sounds good. All right, most embarrassing thing you've ever worn. This is probably hard because you are a fashionable guy.
Trying to think. Can't really think of anything right now.
Nothing? Probably nothing.
Probably could find something from high school.
Celebrity crush.
I got a girlfriend, so no celebrity crush.
Yeah, good answer there. All right, if you could be any superhero, who would you be?
Batman.
Batman is good. That is a good one. You were actually the Joker for Halloween.
I was.
Ah, nice. Nice play on that one. If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Fried chicken, like mashed potatoes, soul food, mac and cheese.
Soul food, getting ready for Thanksgiving, making me hungry right now.
Yes.
All right, sticking with food here. Favorite pizza toppings?
Chicken and hamburger.
On a pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
No.
Okay. At least we got that one in common. Do you like to talk on the phone, FaceTime, or text message best?
Neither.
Neither, so do not contact you. Got it. Would you rather lose sleep or skip a meal?
That's a tough one. Lose sleep.
Lose sleep.
I don't need much sleep.
But you like to eat.
I do.
Yeah. Would you rather be cold or warm when you go to sleep?
Cold.
Cold. Do you like cats or dogs?
I like dogs.
With your teammates, when you guys go out to dinner, do you guys split the bill all the time or just change who's paying each time?
I think we kind of switch it up.
Take turns paying?
Yeah, we take turns. Sometimes we'll split it. I don't know, whatever we're feeling.
Most important question, who's the NBA GOAT?
The NBA GOAT, Michael Jordan.
I knew I liked this guy right here. All right, well, we have one final question now that we're in the end zone from a deserving fan, and we'll take a look at that now.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Corey. I work in the medical field. I'm from Arlington, just moved back to the area. Super excited first year as a Cowboys season ticket holder. And Zeke, I got a question for you, man. What's your favorite song? What do you like getting pumped up to before the games, man? Let us know. All right, peace.
I'll probably say anything Lil Uzi. I kind of just put on Lil Uzi and just put it on shuffle.
And that gets you amped up before the game.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on 0 to 100, presented by Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. We'll see you guys next time.
So here's a look at some of the stats over the past 3 weeks for Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. There's a little pressure on these two to have a big game today. This was the top rushing offense for at least a 1-2 punch throughout much of the early parts of the season. Since then, that has tapered off a little bit over the last 3 games. But Ezekiel Elliott, during his Thanksgiving career, 439 scrimmage yards, 3 touchdowns in 4 Thanksgiving games. All he needs is just over 80 yards, and he's in the top 5 in at least numbers of scrimmage yards in his first 5 Thanksgiving games. Back here with Nate Newton, Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Yeomans. How much of a role is the ground game going to play for the Cowboys in this game today?
How much? I don't know how much it will, but I do know that it.
How much does it need?
Yeah, it's a necessity because these guys, our running game has been ghost. Let's just call a spade a spade. We've only had one 100-yard rushing game over the last 4 games, so that's been terrible. We have to get our identity back. Our identity is run the ball first. I know Kellen Moore likes to spread the ball around, but if we don't get a rushing game going against this opponent, it's going to be a long day because we're just going to let those boys on the end have a field day. This is the 29th worst defense against the run. Let's go ahead and get this run game going, and then if we do that, then we'll have a victory.
If we want to continue to be a two-way offense, we have to get this going because once in the AFC West, they want to dictate to you. And if you want to run it 100 times, they down with it. If you want to throw it 100 times, they down with it. But they don't want you going 50-50. They don't want you being 60-40. They need to dictate to you what's happening. And we don't do that very well when we don't run the ball. We become a one-way offense, and that hurts us, man. We don't need to know that Dak is going to drop back 35, 40 times and throw the ball. We need to know that we can get in the red zone and we can continue with short yardage plays through the run.
Elliott specifically just over 48 yards per game in his last 5, where he was averaging over 90 in his first 5 games. So the second half of the season, at least to this point, not faring well for Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Las Vegas has their own running back duo that they like to go to as well. These two, Josh Jacobs, who's battled some injuries throughout the year a little bit, and then Kenyon Drake, who was nice 1-2 punch to Jacobs. What kind of challenges do they bring, Isaiah, to this Cowboys defense that they'll have to be ready for?
They're very similar to the Dallas Cowboys in terms of Jacobs kind of representing what Ezekiel Elliott does well, and then Drake obviously being that third down kind of scat back, much like Pollard. Drake has caused issues for us in the past.
Yes, he has.
And Jacobs is a downhill guy. Both of these guys this entire team runs off of momentum. If you allow these guys to get confidence, they will run this thing down your face, just like Nate just said. These guys don't care. They'll punch you in the mouth all day long if you allow them to do that. So our defensive front is going to have to step up, obviously present some issues for those guys so that they have to turn to the air, and then we obviously have some opportunities in the air against Carr.
Jacobs is going to come out and establish himself. He's been out a few games. He want to come back and try to punish you. He want to try to come back and show you that he's the bell cow, with Drake being that guy that changes everything up on third down. If we can keep Jacobs out of the game and make it all about Drake, he's not physical as Jacobs, and we can dictate the pace of this game.
Like you said, Kenyon Drake has provided some troubles for Dallas in the past, but Jacobs, 6th in the NFL since 2019 with 24 rushing touchdowns. So he knows how to find pay dirt, and they'll try and get him the ball quite a bit today. Another man who knows how to throw some touchdown passes, how about Derek Carr, as he has 16 this season, the kicker with his season so far. The completion percentage is high, the yardage is high, but so is the interception rate as well. He's going to give you a couple opportunities, but how can this Dallas defense slow him down and try and force some mistakes?
Make him uncomfortable. Carr is a type of quarterback who will give you opportunities down the field. Now, obviously, it shows with his stats, but the stat line doesn't always show you everything. He has happy feet. He's like a little penguin out there, okay? Once you get some pressure on him, he'll get out there, start moving his feet. He's not comfortable moving in the pocket with pressure around him. He'll throw the ball up there and hope that his guys get the ball. Well, we hope that he throws the ball up in the air so that Diggs can get back on his interception tyrant that he was on. This guy is a really good quarterback if you allow him to set his feet. We need Parsons and the rest of the crew, whoever's going to be providing pressure for us off the ends today or up the middle, make him uncomfortable.
Yes, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Make this guy uncomfortable, and he would throw the ball anywhere. But if he set his feet, he can go 20 for 20. And he will be a monster, especially in the red zone. When he get confident, he's got the arm to make it happen. So we got to make him very uncomfortable.
Carr has been in the league since 2014, so this is just his second meeting with the Cowboys. In the first one, he went 21 of 38 passing for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns in a loss to the Cowboys. That was back at the Oakland Coliseum, the famous folded index card game with Gene Steratore as the referee. So certainly some history with Derek Carr and the Cowboys, but just a very bit of minor history. Now, the Raiders have some pass catchers that he throws to that are dangerous. We mentioned Darren Waller a little bit earlier in the show, but Hunter Renfrow certainly has his different skill set that is going to challenge this Dallas defense. What do you think about the way that they're going to cover these two guys, and how does Dallas stack up defensively?
This is a challenge. We've been talking a lot about the big nickel this year and Kirsch's impact on this defense. He has his greatest challenge this week. He did a great job against Kelsey last week, a big possession type tight end. But Waller is a big boy. Waller's a big boy, and he wants to take the roof off. He's going to challenge you down the field, challenge your speed. He has a huge catch radius. And then Renfrow, Ren the route runner. That's what I call him, Ren route. He is shifty. He's nasty. He's like a little Wes Welker with more speed. These guys are third in the league in passing. All right, third in the league in passing. These two right here are a primary reason why they're that high up in the stat line.
I mean, Renfrow, I just keep my eye on him, man, because when you have a game like this right here where you need to change the move, where you need to get time possession, he's like a long handle handoff. So you got to bottle him up. Wall is who he is, a big play machine. He's going to do deep across the middle. He's going to try to line up and body you a lot. But this little guy right here, he's going to change the pace of the game, and he's going to keep the chains moving. So you're going to have to know where he's at all times. Waller
is third amongst all tight ends in receiving yards per game. He's also on pace for his third straight 1,000-yard receiving season. Who would you put on Waller if you were the defensive coordinator? If you were Dan Quinn, who do you match him up with?
That's a heck of a question. Dan
Quinn's getting paid a lot of money to answer.
Absolutely. I don't get those checks, but if I did get those checks, I would put Kirsch at the line of scrimmage, get some hands on him, and then put another safety behind him to just play over the top. You have to get hands on both of these guys at the line of scrimmage. If you don't, they're going to be a nightmare the rest of the night.
I agree. Just physical. This is a game where you can wear these guys down, and you got to be physical, and you got to know where he's at all time. And if you can chuck him, I mean, if you can give him a little elbow here and there, do your thing, man. It's football.
The good news is the Cowboys secondary has been playing better football as of late. Anthony Brown, a part of that secondary that's finding their momentum a little bit, but he likes the short turnaround. He likes the fact that you don't have to live on the 19-9 loss a week ago against the Kansas City Chiefs. And here's what he said on that.
Do you like that you guys you're playing only a few days, kind of get that taste out of your mouth, or?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Get right back to it. Not much thinking. Just go out there and play ball. Try to get back on track.
I know you're covering, so you're not really paying attention to it too much, but what kind of impact did Micah Parsons have just as an edge rusher in that game?
I love it, man. He putting pressure on them guys early, try to make the quarterback get the ball out early, so that helps us in the back end. We could be able to make plays on the ball, and him just getting that strip sack right before half, that was huge. And, his presence has been very known for us, and we need it.
So on the first 3 possessions, you guys gave up the 2 touchdowns and the field goal. What's being said on the sidelines, and is your expectation that you can go the rest of the game shutting down that offense?
At that time, we were just trying to calm down. The game, we was probably a little too hyped for the game or whatever you want to call it. But after that, we settled in and just take it one play at a time and just followed our keys. And I think we locked in.
You were a rookie with Dak and Zeke, obviously, in 16, and the effect that they had on this team. Is Micah having a similar impact?
Yeah,
that those guys had.
Yeah, for sure. Micah, he's more than just a player. In the locker room, he's a fun guy to talk to. He's always happy, always going. He just keeps us going every day. He got full of energy, man. We love him.
Coach, tell him, hey man, it's okay. Slow down a little bit.
Keep going, man. Keep going. Keep it going. Whatever you're doing, keep going. Keep going. Whatever you're doing.
Anthony Brown and the Cowboys secondary have not allowed a receiver to hit 100 yards receiving since week 5 of the NFL season. They've combined for 15 interceptions this year, 3 of which have come from Big 30 himself. Now, let's check in with Britt Johnson as she checks in with the rest of Cowboys Nation on Twitter.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. I am so excited for today's game against the Raiders, and I know you guys are excited too, so I definitely had to check in with Twitter to see what you guys said and what you guys are most thankful for, of course, this year. This person wrote, all right. Who's ready for the best football team to take center stage this Thanksgiving? I know I am. How about you guys? This next one that we have for you guys says, today I'm thankful for all that God has provided, and I'm praying for all those not so fortunate and for health to everyone, especially Brent Irvin, Tank Lawrence, Dallas Cowboys, Randy Gregory, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. That is a good one because we definitely need this Cowboys team to get healthy as we go into December and then the playoffs. And this next one says, let's go Dallas Cowboys, beat the Raiders. Happy Thanksgiving, and of course a great picture of the fam. I hope you guys are enjoying your family time. My family back in California miss you guys very much. And Sean Paul says, thankful for the Dallas Cowboys and the football gods. My family is pretty cool too. And then finally, the big one. Oh, we have 2 more actually. I got a surprise one for you guys. It still blows my mind that people don't calibrate their turkey meal to Dallas Cowboys kickoff in LA. What happened to respect and tradition? I'm saying no. My family in LA does it, so you guys are doing good. And then of course, this is the surprise I was telling you about. DeMarcus Lawrence posted this morning saying, soon. We cannot wait to have you back in this lineup. We are so excited. That is a huge thing to be thankful for. And you know what else we soon might see? Yes, you guys, Micah Parsons has said earlier this week that this dance might be coming back. He said if they get 3 turnovers on defense, so it can be sacks, it can be interceptions, it can be forced fumbles, whatever, any of those big 3, we are going to see the turkey dance come back. And now I want to see your guys' turkey dance.
I don't know about the dance moves. I don't know if I can. Well, Isaiah's doing it. Barry's doing it. Okay, I guess I'll join in as well. Micah Parsons has been phenomenal for the Cowboys defense throughout his rookie season. But just like the unending dance moves here on Pregame Live, he's not done pushing just yet.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, like, you know how it is. Like, we kind of always had that chip on the shoulder. We had that, the D, whatever happened last year. People like to always talk about last year, what they did before, like things like that. We worry about the present, what we're going to show now. Like, I was on the team last year, so I can't really speak on what was going on. But I know right now, we know what we're capable of, we know what we got to do, and we know where we're trying to go. So, I mean, that stuff don't mean anything to me. I'm just worried about the Raiders, how we going to approach them, and how we going to beat them and shut them down. You know what I mean? So.
This coaching staff hasn't put you in a box. Really, ever since they drafted you, they had a vision for how they were going to use you. It wasn't just going to be a linebacker, it wasn't just going to be a butt end. How much do you appreciate that you were drafted to a place where they understood your talents and developed those talents to allow you to be you?
I'm extremely grateful. And, the guys who say every day I'm kind of like walking around with a smile and like, I'm open up. Every day I give Coach George a hug. I say, you need a smile on your face too, brother. Like, that's like they kind of make fun of me. They try to say he's my dad, but like, that's like, I would say he's like an uncle to me, you know what I mean? And I just really, I love like what we have here and like that I'm here because this is like where I wanted to be. And I want, people say, well, what if he would have played his college season? Well, man, maybe I wouldn't have been here. So, I don't look back on anything. I'm just so honored and blessed to represent the Star and have an opportunity to be a star here. And it just really mean a lot. And to Coach Q, who sat me down, and Rob, who sat me down early on when I first got here, they said, yeah, like, we always knew you're the best defender, but you got to show it. Yeah, we did want corners, but you got to show why we drafted you. So I kind of always hold that chip on my shoulder, like, yeah, like, I'm the guy that you want to, like, I want to be the best player that you guys had here, and I just want to continue to show it.
What a season, and really what a rookie year it has been for Micah Parsons. Still keeping that mindset that it's not over yet and there is still a long way to go. It's what you love to hear from a young defender in the NFL, because if you keep that mindset and you put up numbers like we just saw, there's a lot of potential with him in this Cowboys defense. Again, here with Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans here for Cowboys Pregame Live. And gentlemen, this show is about making a stand. It's about putting your opinions out there and getting fans ready and hyped up for a big game. Okay. So I'm going to give you a question. You got to answer this yes or no. Don't give me any workaround. No generics here. Is Micah Parsons at this moment the best player on the Dallas Cowboys? Ooh. Offense, defense, doesn't matter. Is he the best, Barry Church?
Doesn't matter. Look, this guy's
right now,
yes or no?
Right now.
I have to say no.
Okay.
I mean, like, the guy's having a heck of a season out there. He's balling. I don't think I've ever seen a rookie make this much of an impact on two different positions like this guy has had. But to me, the title of best player still goes to Zach Martin. That guy's been holding it down on the offensive line for a long time. Maybe in the near future, Parsons can take that spot. But to me, it's got to be Zach Martin still.
Best athlete? Yes. Best player? No. I'm going to have to go with my man's over here to my left, BC, with the Zach Martin. In order to be the best, you have to be dominant for a certain period of time. And yes, he's been dominant early on in his career, but Zach Martin just slaps everybody he comes across. So he has a whole resume full of slapping.
You know, I'm going to disagree, man. And I hate to do that, man, with my boy Zach Martin, but you still the reigning champion.
All right.
Zach Martin
Even
is
it was
it,
Zach
man.
Martin.
Okay. Yeah.
To be fair, I agree with you guys because I think that's the right answer. I think it's Zach Martin, and you could really even throw Dak into that kind of category as an elite quarterback in the NFL. But the fact that a rookie is even being asked that question for is certainly, it speaks volumes to what he has done to that defense and provided for the Cowboys defensive front over the first 11 games of his career, 10 games of his career, this being number 11. Now, let's go back out to AT&T Stadium. One of the men that drafted Micah Parsons, Stephen Jones, is now with our very own Nick Eatman.
Thank you, Kyle, and happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I'm here with Stephen Jones, Cowboys Chief Operating Officer, and I'll say the same before we get into the game. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and just what does this game mean? You guys get to do it every year. It seems like it never gets old. It's always a great festive atmosphere.
Well, it is a great tradition. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, and what a special day that we get to certainly be thankful for all our blessings. But, at the end of the day, this is a traditional game for the Cowboys. I've seen it written, didn't speak to Tex specifically about it, but I do know back then he told Commissioner Rozelle, hey, if we're going to do this, we want to keep it in perpetuity. We got to create a tradition, and that's what's happened with our fans. Everybody has their way of going in and around the game, but some have Thanksgiving before, some after, some here at the stadium. So I just think it makes for a great day for our fans. I look forward to watching the Cowboys play. Certainly we've loved it as a family, being involved for over 30 years, and we're able to work our Thanksgiving day around this game, and we'll have a big family outing tomorrow, but certainly having a little bite of turkey, good luck turkey, and ham today as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Like, when do you guys do it? I'm sure it changes, and maybe the fact that you go see your son play at Arkansas, and they play tomorrow, that might factor in too. But you guys always figure out when and the best time to do it.
Yeah, we just, these our kids are getting older now, so we're having to work around our families, quote-unquote grandchildren of Gene and Jerry. So there's some moving parts, but we find some windows there that we can really spend some quality time together, and certainly have a big turkey dinner and a big turkey Thanksgiving, and really have a good time with it and enjoy our family.
Let's talk about the short week, and for some it didn't go well for a guy like CeeDee Lamb, who maybe could have used a few more days. You guys decided to keep him out for this game. What went into that decision here at the end?
It's just strictly protocol at the end of the day, and everything's you go through your third-party evaluators there, and that was the call by the third party that he not play in this game. We certainly respect that, and we just got to go out and play good football today, and I think good things will happen for this team. We responded well from adversity against the Broncos, and I think we'll step up and do the same this week.
How about left tackle Tyron Smith? We thought maybe he would play last week. What's it looking like for him today? You expect the 77 out there?
Yeah, it'll be great to have him out there. I know no one's going to like it more than number 4, knowing that he'll be nailing down that left tackle spot. And, he's one of the best in the business, and I really think it'll help the offensive line as a whole. Obviously, in this game, we want to get in there and establish our running game. That's when we play our best offensive football, when we're able to have production in the running game. And certainly having Tyron back and getting the group back together, and having some continuity, I think will be good.
So when you have a bad day at the office in any profession, it seems like the first thing you want to do is just get back out to it. Against Kansas City, you got 4 days. Maybe from a physical standpoint, it's tough, but mentally, you probably like the fact that you guys can get right back out there and get back to work.
Well, no doubt about it. And, of course, this football team's competitive. They're unselfish, and certainly to be able to get back out here on a Thursday and, hopefully get that behind us is exactly what the doctor ordered here. And like I said, I think we'll respond well to the adversity from last week, and I think we'll go out and play good football.
Awesome. All right, that's Stephen Jones, Cowboys Chief Operating Officer. We say happy Thanksgiving to him and the entire family, entire Cowboys Nation. Throw it back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you very much, Nick, as we get set here to see kickoff between the Raiders and the Cowboys. Wrapping up things on Pregame Live. What are your keys to the game, gentlemen, to make sure the Cowboys get their first win on Thanksgiving in a couple years?
All right, we got to start fast. No matter what the phase, offense, defense, special teams, no matter what phase of the game it's in, we've got to start fast. Make this Las Vegas Raiders team think that they don't even belong on the same field as the Dallas Cowboys. Step on their throats early. You got to start fast.
Love it.
If we can't run, we won't get the dub. So we have to establish a run game and stay with it. Please, Mr. Moore, don't throw the thing around. Let Zeke be a freak. Let's go.
Wow, now in order for them to do that, it got to have some great offensive line play, and that's the key to this game. We got Tyron back. We got the whole unit for the first time rocking and rolling. So let's go, man. Let's play ball.
You know what? I agree with you here, but I'm also getting a message in my ear from our producer, Caden Gates, that it's Thanksgiving. You never know who's going to show up on the sideline at a Thanksgiving game. Nick Eatman is at AT&T Stadium. We just heard from him and Stephen Jones, but he's now joined by a very special guest. Nick?
All right, thanks, guys. On Thanksgiving, you never know who's going to be here. Jamie Foxx is with us, or Willie Beeman, or whatever you go with.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, and tell us who you got here.
This is my best friend, Gilbert Willie. We are from Terrell, Texas, 28 miles away. Big Dallas Cowboy fans. Want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, man. It's just a wonderful time. And I don't know what it's some Raider parrot over here. I don't know what's going on, but we here to have a great time today.
Well, they got you like in the crew here. Whether you're wearing this, or you're going to be doing some working today?
Listen, I had to earn my keep, you know what I'm saying? Tickets was tight, you know what I'm saying? So I said, let's get down how we get down, as long as we get on this field.
I feel like you could probably handle it, but that's cool.
Come on, if they need us, man, we still got eligibility left. He was a running back in school, quarterback. We get it down.
How excited are you to be here today?
I'm excited to be here. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, been a diehard Cowboy fan all my life. Hey, Cowboys rock. We love Cowboys all the way back.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Hey, Jamie, tell us, what do you think, what do you like about this team this year? You get a chance to kind of follow them. What do you like? I know they had a rough one last week. You expect them big bounce back this week?
I'm going to tell you what they need, amnesia. They got to put everything behind them. Like sometimes I hit Dak, and I hit him with encouraging words, and it's just about being patient right now. A lot of times, like, if you think about how we had to play back in the day, there was no social media, no other distractions. I should say, man, turn all of that off and just concentrate, but be patient. I think we rely on the run a little more today. I think you pull on the fact that the fans are here on Thanksgiving, get that energy, man, and just get the win no matter what.
Have you had some turkey yet?
I've had some BSB, some brown sugar bourbon, so turkey coming later.
All right, that sounds good. All right, Jamie Foxx, his best friend Gilbert.
Yeah.
Man, it was great to see you guys. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys,
Go
baby.
Cowboys.
All right, throw it back to you guys.
I don't know what the paycheck would have to look like, but Jamie Foxx giving some great analysis. Maybe he could fit in as a part of the show at Pregame Live. I don't know what it would take to get him here. That might be a little bit different of a story. Sorry, Derek Eagleton. I just got to throw the idea out there for a little bit. But super thankful to be a part of this show with these gentlemen. Everybody in the back as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And, of course, we all have things that we're thankful for. Barry, I'll start with you, and we'll go down the line.
Well, thankful for my family first and foremost. They hold your boy down back at home. But got to be thankful for you guys as well, man. man. Getting to break down Cowboys football each and every Sunday. Very thankful for y'all, man.
Hey, thankful for the entire Dallas Cowboys organization for allowing your boy to be on this platform. Definitely thankful for the Lord for letting me do what I do. And then thank you for my fam, because my wife holds it down for her. We got 3 millions at the house, and she allows me to come out here and do this stuff. So thank you, man.
I'm with you. Thank you for the Lord. Thank you for all you guys, for my family, my sons, my wives, and all. I ain't got but one wife. I ain't got but one wife, but I had wives.
Okay.
I don't want to leave wives, the ones that had the son. But I do want to be like Gilbert and just stand over there. You know.
Oh man, that's one way to do. That's one way to wrap it up. And we have some photos of our families as well that we wanted to share with Cowboys Nation out there. There's my beautiful family. My mom, dad, my sister Miranda on the right, my beautiful girlfriend Lorena, Isaiah.
Wow,
Right there. That's my wifey. Hey, baby.
Hey. That's my fam. All the fam on the left. Got my 2 little ones on the right.
Wow.
Boy, me mugging. I'm not sure why.
That's me right there, man. That's me. Yeah, that's why I say everybody. Boy, I love everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, this is outstanding. And then, of course, some of the crew in the back as well. That was Britt.
Wow,
that's Chris Beam's
Chris
family.
Beam family,
So
man.
many families
Can
come
you believe
together.
his kid 4
On
months
Thanksgiving,
old?
Matt Kent, as always, he's back there directing.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Scott Purcell.
Scott, what's up?
Gun show.
Yeah.
Goodness. Kevin.
Kevin, man.
Beautiful family.
Wow, man. That's all right.
Caden Gates, our producer.
Wow.
Kick game strong over
This is
there.
outstanding. Douglas getting in on the action.
Kate had a little female with her. Yeah.
Love this. Bianca. We call her Baby Wit, by the way.
Baby Wit.
Jasmine is a part of
Yeah,
it.
what's up, Jazz? Why you got to put your back, Jazz? Come on.
With us as well. Everybody who's a part of allowing us to be a part of Cowboys Nation we are thankful for, because Cowboys Nation we're thankful for, the visor on Zeke's helmet we're thankful for, Dak Prescott we're thankful for. We're thankful for a lot of things here on this show, but we are going to be with you here on DallasCowboys.com post-game as well. Be sure to tune in, but it's the Cowboys and the Las Vegas Raiders, a 3:25 kick on Thanksgiving from AT&T Stadium. Tune in on CBS. For Nate Newton, for Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, and our entire DallasCowboys.com crew, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Enjoy the game, everybody. Turkey dance away till the Cowboys win.